Welcome, Africa. Welcome, world. Good morning. It's another beautiful morning right here in the city of Lagos. And of course, you are tuned onto Black Drum TV. Of course, this is the morning show you should and you would always look out for. It's Hello, Africa. My name is Favor Aya. And of course, with me in the studio this morning on the show is Adebisi Belumi.
Hello, favorite. Hello, world. Thank you all for joining us on your favorite morning show, Hello Africa, brought to you by Black Drum TV. I am your co-host, Adebisi Pelumi, simply BC.
All right, so we have a good lineup of programs for you this morning. We'll have our top stories, we'll have our entertainment gist, sport news, and sport updates. Sport updates, rather. And also we'll have our word facts. And we do hope you join us on the show this morning via the link in the description. You can be a part of our conversation. All you have to do is drop your comment in the comment box, and of course, would as well take your comment and read it out. So, moving on this morning, we'll start off with our top stories. Our first top story.
Okay, so our first top story says MET returns 3 artworks looted under British colonial rule to Nigeria.
Yeah.
Is that an interesting?
Yeah,
is it interesting or is it conspiracy? Does it sound suspicious to you?
No, it doesn't really
It does
sound
to me.
so suspicious.
It does to me. I mean, why now?
Because, this isn't the first time they are returning it. I mean, there was a time in 1951.
Thereabout, yeah.
It was returned back to Nigeria, this particular art.
But now, how do we tell that it's the original art and not a clone, while the original one is with some random billionaire somewhere?
I don't think this isn't the movies. I'm sure you must have had a movie experience with all of that, the fantasy in the movie. And far from that.
All right.
Well, I must give it to, just as the Minister for Information also did, Lai Mohammed, I would also give it to the museum management, and then also hope that some others will take cue from this experience too. It's the honesty for me and decency to decide to be moderate and modest in work, to have been able to decide to return it back to its origin.
I don't think they decided of their own volition. I think it's more like
no, it wasn't they decided.
No, there's been groups, or there's been people who have been, there's been some sort of groups writing.
No, let me explain. Initially it was brought here. It was taken at 1897. And then in 1897, it was brought back in 19...
Are you talking about these particular artworks?
Yes,
these
artworks.
3 artworks.
This particular
okay, it's fine. If it's these 3 artworks,
so
then
it was
it's fine.
brought back in 1951.
I was talking from a general perspective.
No, sometime in 1999 or thereabout, it was auctioned.
See?
So some private investors bought it and used it, and then later it went back. It landed in the hands of the museum. So they had...
How does a private property that was auctioned, that was bought at an auction land at a museum?
Properties could sometimes just be, I could buy something and take it somewhere else and sell it.
You are smiling from saying that, but
no,
it's
I'm
fine.
Just saying certain things
honestly, I accept. It's fine.
And for it
I
to
agree.
have landed there, it means something would have happened eventually.
All right, so moving on to the next top story. 21 inmates to write 2021 NECO exam in Oyo Custodial Centre official. I'm sorry, what?
Well, it sounds really strange to you, right?
No, my question is, are they? I mean, if they are inmates, have they gone through any training or?
Of course.
Academic preparation to write
inmates
the
always
NECO
have
exam?
Trainings. It's not new.
How do you know that?
Yeah, I mean, you haven't visited a prison before.
You're not gonna do this to me on air, bro.
Okay, so that's the point. So I'm just making you understand. So sometimes they have trainings and skill acquisition programs.
That's when they're planning to rehabilitate them back into society. Yeah.
Well, it's not like you're condemned completely. You could be serving a term that you'll be done from, or the person could be serving. Sorry about that. So the person could be serving a term that they could eventually finish and want to get back to their lives. So I mean, it's welcomed. But I give it to the government for and the NCOS, the Nigerian Correctional Service, for giving them the opportunity.
Yeah,
And,
it's good. It's good.
The command's public relations officer, PRO, Anjorin Olariwaju, made this known in a statement on Tuesday, stating that he wanted the students, participating students whose first subject would be agricultural practical, to be able to do it with all confidence and be able to come out in flying
colours.
colours.
Well, I wish all the inmates success and good luck,
I
especially.
heard there's one female alongside, just one female, and she's doing sciences as well.
I just wish them all the best that life can still offer them. All right. So this one says, Lai Mohammed says Lagos and SARS reports filled with errors. Sir?
That's really a very better way to put it. I saw another headline update on this, and it was the statement he made, or I think the way they prompted the statement on their page was a very funny approach. But then they said it was a movie. That's what he said. He tagged it a movie.
A movie,
So, well, I'm just going to read through this. So, Nigeria's Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, has dismissed the report on Lekki toll gate violence delivered by a judicial panel of inquiry and restitution at the Lagos Court of Arbitration.
He dismissed the report
As one riddled with errors, inconsistencies, discrepancies, speculations, innuendos, omissions, and conclusions that are not supported by evidence. The report against claims by the federal government concluded that Nigerian soldiers and police on October 2020, October 2020, shot and killed unarmed protesters while they were waving the Nigerian flag and singing the national anthem during a protest against police brutality. Despite multiple evidence, including investigations published by Premium Times and CNN, the Nigerian government denied the attack took place. It claimed there were no bodies to prove a massacre occurred.
That's what he said.
Yeah, that's what has been. Of course, that's what has been playing. So he's saying all of this is just a joke. That there's nothing like this that ever happened. So it brings me to the point or the question that, as the Minister of Information and
Culture,
and as a leader, well, for me, I just feel like I don't know if he's standing in to cover the government or what exactly his points are, because at this point, I don't think any official should come out like this.
What's even amazing to me is the fact that he's dismissing the report by the panel that the government had set up.
That's my point.
To investigate the incident, saying that the panel's report that the government set up is filled with errors. So who's against who? You know what? Let's just moving on to our next top story. Babangida Abubakar confident in army's efforts in tackling insecurity.
Oh, well. Two former head of states, General Ibrahim Babangida and General Abdusalami Abubakar, have expressed confidence in the Nigerian army's efforts taking the insecurity confronting the nation. The Director of Army Public Relations, Brigadier General Onyema Nwachukwu, in a statement said the former leader stated this when the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Farouk Yahaya, visited them separately on Monday in Minna. Babangida said he was confident in Nigerian Army's ability to stem the current security challenges being confronted across the country. Oh well, if the leaders have hope in them, let them prove their worthiness.
No, I think the Nigerian military by efforts, right? They've done a tremendous job at keeping the terrorists and terrorism at bay, right? Not necessarily at bay, but looking at the cards that they've been dealt, looking at the kinds of equipment they've been given, the kinds of funding they've been receiving, the kinds of harsh conditions they've been put through.
Work under.
Right, exactly, and seeing how far they've been able to keep up, reply this terrorists. I must say it's a commendable effort. They can do better, but that's when the government gives them.
That's how much they can get to put into the.
Now imagine if they were properly funded and they were properly equipped, with the latest technology and artillery. I'm pretty sure by now would have, I mean, they've followed the number of kidnappings. They've rescued communities.
A lot of them have also been killed,
and a lot of them have also been killed. So they've. I mean, it's a long fight. They've stood their ground.
What I am more concerned about is that past leaders trust them to be able to do it, but they do not voice out to the current leaders to see how they can properly aid the soldiers to get on their duties.
I mean, well, it's the same thing. It's government for you. That's how it works.
Yeah,
a lot of past people will speak about what,
exactly,
but nobody's going to say
like
this is how.
One of your faves would always come. Obasanjo will always come. I'd say
no. During Obasanjo's administration, right? He dealt with all of, as in it was swift, it was decisive, right?
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, that's one of the reasons why I like that guy. All right. At the point where there was an uprising of terrorism trying to like raise its head in his administration, swift response. Do you understand?
All right, moving on to our next story.
This one is from APC. Buni gets 3 months. Buhari OK's February convention. Wow.
The ruling All Progressive Congress, APC, has scheduled its national convention to hold sometime in February 2022. This was the outcome of a meeting of APC governors with President Mohammed Buhari at the State House, Abuja, yesterday. Oh, wow. Well, interesting. Chairman of the Progressive Governors Forum, PGF, and the governor of Kebbi State, Atiku Bagudu, disclosed this to newsmen after he led 2 of his colleagues to the meeting where President Buhari, acting in his capacity as leader of the party, okayed next February for the party's convention.
Interesting.
All right, moving on.
We'll take a quick break, and I believe when we return, we would continue our top stories. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Africa, a group of tourists, a local guide, and cameras give you a front row seat to soak in the beauty of Africa. Showing weekly on Black Drum TV. For inquiries and partnership, contact marketing 0808 110 5907. Or you can send an email to marketing@blackdrum.tv. Welcome to the world of fast cars, Rolexes, champagne, and beautiful people inside the most upscale party scenes across Africa. Think you know luxury? Think again. Fresh episodes drop every week. Mark your calendar because you wouldn't want to miss this one. For inquiries and partnership, contact marketing 0808 110 5907. You can send an email to marketing@blackdrum.tv.
Welcome back on the show. It was a quick break. We'll head back to our top stories. And if you're just joining us, of course, you can be a part of our conversation via the link in the description. Still have Adebisi Belumi in the house. And of course, my name is Favor. I like to be called Favorites. We'll move back to our top stories. All right. This one says, China says Peng Shuai's case is maliciously hyped up. You see what you have to say about
Before I say anything about it, let me just quickly read this. All right. So Peng disappeared from public eye after she raised allegations of sexual assault from China's vice. Is he vice president now? Hold on, let me just confirm that. Vice premier, yeah, because I know he wasn't president. Vice premier Zhang Gaoli. Sounds like I'm saying the kung fu name. Zhang Gaoli. Yeah, who is 75. He said I forced her to have sexual relations with him. Now, after she made the allegation, he hasn't responded, right? The Chinese, I know they're not a democracy, so I can't say the Chinese government, but the Chinese Supreme or the Chinese authorities here have not dropped any response to our allegations. But here's the interesting fact. You know the billionaire Jack Ma, Alibaba?
Yeah.
He, at some point, has experienced this kind of thing before. You know, there was a period where he was missing from public eye for about a few weeks, and that happened immediately after he spoke against China's government, saying, I can't remember what it was about, but I think it was that period there was some protests going on in China or Hong Kong. I can't really remember. And next thing we know, everybody's asking the question, where is Jack Ma? And immediately he disappeared. And then he reappeared a few weeks or a few months, if memory serves me correctly. And after that, Jack Ma, with all his billions of dollars, has not said anything against, or as far as I'm concerned, I've not heard him say anything against the Chinese government. You see what I'm driving at with this?
Okay, so what are you saying?
What I'm saying is what I'm saying. Now, before they come and pick me in my own country. But I feel like them saying is maliciously hyped up is a way to just water down what is already. I mean, Serena Williams has also spoken with the tennis committee to see if they can find out that she is okay. I think the International Tennis Committee and Olympic Committee as well has made a video call and they've seen her attend some public events, but it's still under sort of suspicion. Nobody knows for sure if she's really, really okay, if she's alive. I mean, she is alive. Okay. If she's really okay, if she's really free, if she's really, you know. But at some point, we'll be able to find that out later.
All right, moving on. This one says South Korean ex-dictator Chun Doo-hwan dies at 90, sadly.
Yeah, the former president died in his home in Seoul, South Korea. Min Jong-ki told reporters outside the Chun residence, saying he was 90 years old. He oversaw, what's it called? The country's economic rise and secured the 1988 Olympics for Seoul. He did a lot of things, but basically was also involved in some sort of, will I say genocide now or massacre? One of those two, where he was at the head of it, but then I think they said he dropped an apology or something like that, yeah.
Well, his soul would rest in peace. All right, this one says Bulgaria bus crash, children amongst at least 45 killed.
It's a ghastly accident, very fatal one, very sad one. And right now, investigations are saying is one of two causes: either human error from the driver, because the driver also died, or technical errors or technical faults from the bus. Either ways, no one can tell what went wrong that caused the bus to ignite in such flames and crash on the railing. Yeah. So it's just a sad one, really.
All right, this one says Greenland's Inuits seeks Denmark compensation over failed social experiment.
Yeah, so the question is what happened to the children? So I think it was in 1951, yeah, when Danish authorities decided that one way to modernize Greenland would be to create a new type of Greenlander. Teachers and priests were asked to identify children who could be re-educated and given a better life in mainland Denmark and then return to be role models for Greenland-Denmark relations. Now, unfortunately, that didn't go according to plan. These children are now 70 years old and they demand compensation. They demand compensation, I think, for the sum of 32 or 60 something thousand dollars or euros thereabout. They have a lawyer, and let's see how well the court case goes.
Yeah. All right, this one says Ethiopia's Tigray conflict, PM Abiy Ahmed vows to lead from the war front.
When I first read this was the irony for me. Listen, Abiy Ahmed, who won the Nobel Peace Prize back in 2019, implied that Ethiopia's very existence was at stake. You see the irony there? He won the Nobel Peace Prize. He's the current prime minister of Ethiopia. Ethiopia is having some civil unrest and he's vowing to lead from the war front. I mean, remember when we... very funny something. Yeah. Remember when we talked about this story when we said there were rebels who were marching into Addis Ababa and then there were some other civilians who were retired, some security forces. Exactly. So right now, Ethiopia's situation is really dicey. And it doesn't even say anything about the efforts that the diplomats that was sent by the United States efforts is doing. I couldn't read or see anything that the diplomats did. But what we can now hope for is that like you always say, we hope that it doesn't escalate into a civil war.
Okay.
Understand? And
that's it with our top stories. We'll take a quick break. And when we get back, of course, you can join us for our entertainment gist. We'll be right back.
Partnership, contact marketing 0808-110-5907, or you can send an email to marketing@blackdrum.tv.
Welcome back on the show. That was a quick break. Of course, I still have Adebisi Pelumi in the house. And of course, my name is Favor Aya. Thanks for joining us back on the show. Right now, I'll take you to our entertainment update for this morning across the world. This one says Kizz Daniel's Barnabas is experimental yet fresh. From Paul's EP review. Well, they would always appreciate his effort. One thing I know about Kizz Daniel is situations around him are the things that prompt him to create his songs. He's a lover boy, but in recent times, until their families are involved.
Well, I can understand where the genie is coming from, but the truth of the matter is their families can't be involved. Do you know why?
Yeah.
Half of them are not even in the country. True. And the other half that are in the country are well guarded. Well guarded. So the genie, come back to reality.
All right, this one says Two-Face Idibia and Baby Mama Pero call out troll who sent disturbing message to their son.
I mean, what's wrong with people on the internet? Get some decency.
Yeah, no decency is nothing. I remember how I saw the post and I saw the comment they left because it wasn't a very good thing hearing you saying that to a child, but it's fine. All right, meet Cecil Ifeanyi Kalu, as also known as Cecil's. Oh, wow.
Okay.
I'm
nice to meet you.
About the makeup, yeah. And then he wrote this pretty article about Nigeria. It was a very good view.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right, this one says Baba Sue, son apologizes to Tapan Nigerians over comment on actor's death, as the Association of Nigerian Actors and all of that. He apparently, there was a video that leaked when he was beside the corpse of his dad, his late dad, and he said his dad was abandoned by friends, colleagues in the industry and all of that. Then after a while, he came back to retract that statement, saying his dad was not abandoned, and then he apologized. So it's good. Hollywood actor commits suicide after argument with wife. Yeah.
He goes through a lot.
He literally pulled the trigger, shot himself in front of his wife after the argument. I mean, it was crazy, man. And pardon my French. And he just, he shot himself, and the wife dialed 911. I feel like the wife should be brought in for questioning, if you ask me.
All right. Well, we'll find that out. This one says music video director Jackie Ross grabs LEA Awards nomination. Big congrats.
Big congrats, Jackie Ross. We hope you bag this. All right.
All right. That's
surprise as
surprise
actress Tony Abraham gives out raw rodo pepper as souvenir at Yabo Ojo's star-studded party. Did you see that video on Instagram?
I did, man.
It was funny. It was funny.
Indeed, very funny.
All right. I think this is the last one now. Take the last one for us.
All right. This one says surprise. Oh, sorry.
No.
It says, like Davido, colleagues suffocate Iyabo Ojo with 100K credit alerts. Regina Daniels leads with 500K donation. Oh, wow.
I just can't wait to the day when fans and well-wishers would flood me with credit alerts. Honestly.
I can imagine.
Like Davido, I'm saying,
please relax.
I'm going to add an extra 50 million.
Don't do that. Calm down.
I mean, I could do that. Add an extra.
I know.
Nah.
I give it to an orphanage.
Nope.
All right.
I can't do that.
All right, we'll be right back for our sports update, where I will leave you in the hands of Adebisi Pelumi. Don't go nowhere. Stay with us.
We'll be right back.
Aren't you tired of playing different types of games that require in-app purchases? Here's something that might bring a smile to your game face. Introducing Smart Money Live Trivia Show on TV. You play against others to win cool cash prizes weekly. Participation is simple. Follow and interact with Black Drum TV on its social media handles. Join the live show daily on TV, 8 p.m. Monday to Friday. Post all correct answers on Black Drum TV IG page. Fastest fingers always have an advantage. That's it. You're on your way to being selected to play for massive cash in our live studio face-off. Tell your friends to tell their friends of the new trivia show that gives cash rewards. Enquiries and sponsorships, contact marketing 0808-1105-907 or marketing@blackdrum.tv.
Good morning and welcome back from that short break. It's still your favorite morning show, Hello Africa, brought to you by Black Drum TV. And my name is Adebisi Pelumi, simply BC I like to be called. And of course, I'm taking you through the sports updates. And without further ado, of course, do not forget, you can be a part of our conversation via the link in the description. You can drop your comments. And yeah, let's jump right into our sports update. So the first sport update news says, we reduce registration fees to enable more Nigerian players participate in the championship. It's a very interesting news. The tournament director for J5 Abuja International Tennis Federation, ITF World Tennis Tour, Musa Seidu, on Monday said the federation reduced registration fees to have more Nigerian players participate in the championship. According to Seidu, the Nigerian Tennis Federation, NTF, says the actual registration fees for J5 is $50 equivalent to 20,000 naira 20,500 naira for this level. For weeks 3 and 4, we have reduced it to $40 for Nigerian players to have more Nigerians participate. However, foreign players are still to pay $50. We started week 3 last Monday and ended on Sunday. We started week 4 on Monday, and this will end next Sunday. This is to give them more opportunities because a lot of players complain that lack of money has deprived them from participating in the tournament. Most players are from less privileged families and looking at the financial aspects which have brought about the reduction. That's why we decided to reduce registration fees for them to enable them participate, he said. Seidu added that a major challenge facing the federation is the problem of inadequate funds. The challenge we are facing is finance, and we have no government involvement in the championship. The president of the federation, Akindoju Adebayo, took it upon himself to organize the competition to enhance the growth of grassroots development of the sport since it is a junior tournament. He said, and I quote, the president has put a lot of his money into the tournament to ensure that kids play the game of tennis. He said, the news agency of Nigeria reports a total of 45 players from 8 countries and the host nation are participating. The countries are Nigeria, the host, Germany, the US, Sweden, Ghana, Egypt, Great Britain, South Africa, and Israel are participating in the championship. All right, moving on to the next top story. Napoli's Osimhen to have operation on Tuesday. Napoli striker Victor Osimhen faces an operation on Tuesday after suffering multiple face fractures following a clash of heads during the weekend defeat at Inter Milan, the Serie A leader announced on Monday. The Nigerian, who had to spend Sunday night under observation in the Milan hospital after the match at San Siro, will return to Naples in the evening on Monday, Napoli said on its website. He will remain under observation and will be operated on tomorrow, which is Tuesday, which was yesterday, it added. The 22-year-old managed to walk off the pitch clearly dazed and with a swollen face after being flattened in an aerial challenge with Milan Skriniar. Tests revealed multiple displaced fractures of the left eye socket and cheekbone. No deadline has been communicated for Osimhen's return to action, but the Italian press has forecast at least a month's absence, which would rule him out of Napoli's fixtures for the rest of the year. It could be even longer before he plays for the club again, as he is due to play for Nigeria in the Africa Cup of Nations in Cameroon, which runs through January with the final on February 6. All right, moving on to our next top story, our next sports update rather. Cuban woman says Diego Maradona abused and raped her. The 37-year-old Cuban woman who had an affair with Diego Maradona as a minor 20 years ago accused the late Argentine idol and his entourage on Monday of violence and abuse, including rape and holding her against her will. Mavis Alvarez Rego, who now lives in Miami, told the press in Buenos Aires how she met Maradona at 16 when the star, then in his 40s, lived in Cuba, where he was undergoing drug treatment. I was dazzled, he won me over, but after 2 months, everything started to change, she said, claiming that Maradona, who died from a heart attack a year ago at the age of 60, had pushed her into trying cocaine, in turn making her dependent. I loved him, but I hated him too. I even thought about suicide, she said. Maradona is widely considered to be one of the greatest footballers in history and inspired Argentina to the 1986 World Cup. He died last year after undergoing brain surgery on a blood clot, and after decades of battles with cocaine and alcohol addictions. Alvarez Rego, a mother of two children at age 15 and 4, said her relationship with Maradona lasted between 4 and 5 years. But that she was subjected to abuse. She claimed that during the trip to Buenos Aires with Maradona in 2001, she had been held against her will for several weeks in a hotel by Maradona's entourage, banned from going out alone, and forced into a breast augmentation operation. She also claimed that Maradona had raped her on one occasion at their home in Havana and mentioned several other episodes of physical violence. Alvarez Rego has not filed a complaint herself, but is giving evidence this week in Buenos Aires to an Argentine prosecutor in connection with a complaint brought by Argentine NGO. All right, moving on to our next sports update. Sports Minister wants local coach for Super Eagles job. Sport Minister Sunday Dare may have thrown his weight behind the choice of a local coach to take over the Super Eagles coaching job. Speaking during Total Energy's AFCON Trophy Tour in Lagos yesterday, Dare spoke glowingly on the exploits of Nigerian ex-players who led the Super Eagles to success in past editions of the competition. At the 1980 AFCON, a 16-year-old schoolboy, Henry Uwosu, was in the Nigerian squad alongside established stars like Best Odegbe, Segun Odegbami, Muda Lawal, Felix Owolabi, Christian Chukwu, and others, and they delivered Nigeria's first ever AFCON title. The entire nation stood still for them. Many members of that squad became renowned coaches after their active playing days and made a huge impact in the game. The captain of that squad, Christian Chukwu, would later be the assistant coach when Nigeria won the title for the second time in 1994, and the head coach in 2004 when the Super Eagles won the bronze. Interestingly, both tournaments were held in Tunisia. Another product of the 1980 squad was Kadiri Ikana, who became the first coach to lead a Nigeria club side, Enyimba FC of Aba, to the most prestigious club trophy on the continent in 2003. Ikana, who was voted the Confederation of African Football Coach of the Year after his feat. In 1994, a golden generation of Nigerian players lived up to the hype and fulfilled their potentials by clinching the AFCON trophy in Tunisia, led by Captain Stephen Keshi, now late. Moving on to our last sports update. LeBron suspended one game for bloody Stewart clash. LeBron James has been suspended for one game following his bloody clash with Detroit Pistons player Isaiah Stewart, the NBA said on Monday. Los Angeles Lakers star LeBron James was ejected for only the second time in his career after wildly lashing out at Stewart during Sunday's victory over the Pistons. Stewart was left with blood pouring from his facial injury following the flashpoint and needed to be restrained repeatedly by teammates and staff as he attempted to confront James. The 20-year-old Stewart was given a 2-game suspension for his part in the altercation. The NBA said Stewart had been given a 2-game ban for escalating an on-court altercation by repeatedly and aggressively pursuing James in an unsportsmanlike manner. James' suspension, which means he will miss the Lakers game against the New York Knicks on Tuesday, was for recklessly hitting Stewart in the face and initiating an on-court altercation. The incident occurred with 9 minutes 18 seconds remaining in the third quarter and the Lakers trailing 79-67. James swung an arm into Stewart's face as the pair battled for the rebounding position. Stewart was initially whistled for a loose ball foul. Following a video review, James was then slapped with a flagrant foul too and sent to the locker room. Stewart was handed 2 technical fouls and thrown out. Lakers star Anthony Davis later said James had struck Stewart unintentionally. And of course, that's the wrap on our sports updates. We'll take a short break, and when we return, it's time for the educative fun part, the word fact. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
This show showcases interesting and cultural African parties from around the world. Come closer and experience the music, fashion, and the food that makes every party special. Showing weekly on Black Drum TV. For inquiries and partnership, contact marketing 0808-110-5907. You can send an email to marketing@blackdrum.tv. TV brings to you a show to educate homeowners and prospective buyers on the treacherous terrain of real estate. New deals and opportunities are highlighted on every show. For inquiries and partnership, contact marketing 0808-110-5907. Or you can send an email to marketing@blackdrum.tv.
Welcome back to your favorite morning show, Hello Africa, brought to you by Black Drum TV. My name is Adebisi Pelumi, simply BC, and of course, my co-host and my friend, Favor Aya, who likes to be called Favorite, has joined us again for the Weird Facts.
Welcome back on the show. It's been a great one. And thanks for the sport update.
Oh, you're very welcome. By the way, love the outfits. I don't think I made the compliments earlier.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
All right, moving on to
the Weird Facts.
Very important segment, the Weird Facts.
Oh, don't forget, get a notepad, get a pen.
Yeah, it's very interesting and educative. All right, our first one for today. At any given time, there are 1,800 thunderstorms in progress over the Earth's atmosphere. Now I understand why Nigerians have the popular saying.
Which is?
I don't think I want to say that.
Okay, all right. Moving on to the next weird facts. In space, astronauts cannot cry because there is no gravity and tears can't flow. Hold up. Why do astronauts want to cry?
Well, they have emotions too.
I know. I get. But like, why?
Moving on. According to Genesis, According to Genesis 1, verse 20 to 22, the chicken came before the egg.
And look how innocent this one looks.
Oh, wow.
He's looking like he's already in some fried chicken restaurant about to be deep fried. All right, moving on. Men can read smaller prints than women. Women can hear better. I don't know. I don't know about this. I don't know about this one. No.
All right, wearing headphones for just an hour would increase the bacteria in your ear by 700 times. So DJs.
I can only... you're saying DJs, like you don't use headphones.
I do.
I can only imagine the number of bacteria right now in both your ears. I feel like if they were to take a population census of the bacteria in your ears, they will be overpopulated. Your ears will be overpopulated. I feel like you should go see an...
Do you have a headset now?
I feel like you should go see...
No, do you have a headset now?
I'll come here. You should go see an ENT or an ENT specialist, because by the time they check out your ears, they will probably be overwhelmed by what's inside.
Okay. Moving on.
If you sneeze too hard, you can fracture a rib. If you try to suppress a sneeze, you can rupture a blood vessel in your head or neck and die. If you keep your eyes open by force, they can pop out.
Oh, wow.
Whose idea is it anyway?
What kind of exactly? Is it
are you threatening me to sneeze?
Are you stopping us from sneezing now?
What's all this?
We can't even stop. That's what they're trying to
We can't stop. We have to sneeze, but we have to sneeze in a particular... What's up? You know what? I'm just going to do the normal face cover thing.
Okay, a Kizz stimulates
Take your time. Take your time. Do not rush this. Do not rush this, please.
Belumi, can you let me do this?
I'm just saying take your time. Don't rush this. This is a very important weird fact.
A kiss stimulates 29 muscles and chemicals that cause relaxation. Women seem to like light and frequent kisses, while men like them more strenuous.
I don't know about men liking them more strenuous, because I'm pretty sure I don't like kisses that are too stressful.
You'd have to express yourself,
but 29 muscles and chemicals that cause relaxation. So, it's an advice from me to you based on this weird fact. Kiss more often. Yep. Kiss more often. Don't look at me like that. I ain't kissing you.
Please go on.
All right. According to Chinese acupuncture, there is a point on the head that you can press to control your appetite. It is located in the hollow joint in front of the flap of the ear.
Is the hollow joint?
Yes, like she's pressing.
Okay.
Why would I want to control my appetite? I'm even looking to add flesh and I can't. So.
Interesting. Okay. Oh, wow. Wow. All right. So this one says, want to do better at work.
Yes, I want to do better at work. I really want to. I would like to maximize my productivity.
I hope you don't mind busy at this point. Just here.
I'd like to maximize my productivity and profitability.
Want to do better at work?
Yes, please.
Have more sex at home. Having sex might get you your next promotion. Oh, wow. And no, we're not talking about sleeping with your boss.
Thank God, because my boss is a guy.
Oh. I'm
Nope.
sure doctors hear with this.
I'm not thinking about that one.
Okay, it turns out that having a happy sex life was linked with improved job satisfaction and greater engagement at work, both of which can help advance your career, according to a study done by Oregon State University.
First question. Why is Oregon State University doing a search about how sex affects work?
Well, apparently people get to handle specialties. They choose where they want to focus.
I see.
And there must be reasons for that. It's necessary.
It's
Don't you
necessary.
think
Yeah,
so?
I think so. I mean, now that I know about this and I want to do my best at work. I want to, put in my best at work and get that promotion, carry everyone to the next level. I think this is a very good recommendation. Don't you think? It's a great, and if you think about it, if you think about it, people who have frequent happy sex tend to be more happier and relaxed.
How would you know this?
Well, for instance, I saw someone come in. No. I saw someone come into the studio this morning, all hyped up and energetic.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's very unusual to see that kind of person in that mood. So
you
I mean,
tell.
I could tell that
Magically.
possibly he must have.
Magically, you could tell.
Possibly, it's a possibility. I'm not ruling it out. All right. Wow. Okay. This is our last word fact for today. Breakup sex isn't always a bad idea. It's not. I mean, both couples, both partners need closure. All right? They need closure. Breakup sex helps to do that, according to what I've heard.
Well, it's been a great show today. That was a very educative one, except you do not take some advices from Adebisi Pelumi.
And except you do not take all the things, weird facts. It's weird facts. I'm not saying it's tested and trusted. It's just weird facts.
Thank you for being a part of the show today, and it was indeed a great one.
Yeah, it
Thanks
was.
to you, Adebisi.
Thank you very much, favorites, for holding it down.
All right, we will bring the show to an end now. For staying with us, myself and Adebisi Pelumi, we really want to thank you. My name is Favor. I like to be called Favorite. See you again, same time on the show.
Bye.